the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate.
And so I would only need 750,000 roses to pay off my student loans.
I'm not giving y'all a goddamn cent of my money.
Student loans. 3 years at college, tens of thousands in debt, and somehow you end up in a job you don't even like. Today, let's look at a few real examples.
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate.
Oh great, starting off with a complete crash out. There's so much to unpack here.
So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with. What the fuck?
Firstly, how do you pay $1,500 a month for 2 years and not realize you're only covering the interest?
So Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool fucking time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000 and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in.
I do feel for people with student debt. Most people are pushed into college without really understanding what they're signing up for. But going that long without checking your balance is hard to stay sympathetic for.
And Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never going to be able to buy one because I went to college.
How do you even end up with a 17% interest rate? That's right up there with high-risk borrowers. Most federal loans sit closer to 5 to 7%.
I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my fucking kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding more. Just fucking take them. What do you want? My left arm too? What the fuck am I supposed to do?
I get that at 17 or 18, you're not thinking long term, but at some point, you could have done one Google search to see if it's a good rate.
I'm gonna be in debt for my whole fucking life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this shit when I was 17. This should not be legal, bro.
And owing more than you started with is actually pretty common if you're not tracking it. So learn from this video. If you're paying off student debt, keep track of those payments. Otherwise, it just gets worse in the background.
I got upset about it at work and my coworker was like, don't you have a rich relative who can pay that for you?
$90,000 remaining isn't even that insane compared to what we'll get into later. But at that rate, the monthly payments are going to be massive.
No, my family's poor. No.
I've got mixed feelings on this one. She's clearly overwhelmed, and that part is fair. Money stress does that. But filming it, editing it, and posting it changes how it comes across. I hope this is a low point that she builds from, but you'll see why I don't think that's very likely.
And the worst fucking part is, bro, look where I am. I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just want to be here because it makes me feel better.
And then right at the end, still going to TJ Maxx just to feel better. That's a pretty clear sign there's a deeper issue with money that isn't being addressed. It's not just the loan. Let's see what her viewers are saying. Yep, used $31,000 in student loans. I graduated 10 years ago and I now owe $59,000. That's why I don't pay mine. Man, these comments are worse than the video. I graduated with $150,000 in student loans. They are now up to over $300,000 due to interest. Accumulates $48 per day. That just means you've not been paying them correctly. 17% is crazy. But you not realizing how much you were paying, how loans work, and you choosing to take that amount of student loans is also on you. Anyway, I told you they get worse. Let's look at the next one.
I cannot sleep because I am so stressed out about my med school student debt. I just matched a few days ago into my dream program that I could have never imagined I would ever match into.
Med school is going to cost a huge amount. I'm dreading seeing what this number actually is, especially for your dream program.
And still, it's hard to fully enjoy because all I can think about is this. This is terrifying.
$500,000. That is huge. And you can see on the side, the interest is already up to $50,000. That's the part people don't think about. Just keeps climbing while you're studying.
This is my current student debt that I checked most recently. I'm pretty sure this has all 4 years included.
At least she's in medicine, where there's a path to actually earn it back. That's the difference here.
And this is my bank account currently. I'm actually so excited about the $28 because that's more than I usually have.
And $28 in the bank is barely enough for ramen for a week in 2026.
I'm seriously concerned about my ability to ever own a home or even buy a car.
The risk comes if things don't go to plan. Wrong placement, burnout, whatever it is. Then you're stuck with a number like that hanging over you. That's where it gets scary.
I did some calculations trying to figure out when this would all be paid off if I did like minimum payments or tried to pay it off aggressively. And I just got so overwhelmed that I had to stop.
Minimum payments on something like this just don't cut it. You'd have to go aggressive early, especially once you start earning.
And for some context, I'm the first in my family to go to college and to go to med school.
She's still young, and if she lives pretty lean in those first few years, she can make a serious dent in it.
And just feel more stable. So, yeah, it's just a little bit jarring.
And this is what we're seeing more and more. People doing everything right and still feeling like owning a home or even buying a car not on finance is out of reach. You should check out our latest video on car debt to see how bad things can get. I mean, just look at some of these comments and leave a comment on this one. I'll select a few for the next video. I love mine. No payment. It's been paid off for almost 10 years. As someone who buys used cars and repairs them, having a car payment makes 0 sense. Yeah, having a car with no payments is the goal when owning a vehicle. But when we're looking at this $500,000 in student loans, I can see why she thinks it wouldn't be possible.
I did not go into medicine because of the money, but I did think that I would be financially stable at minimum.
Financially stable at minimum? I mean, yeah, that's kind of part of the expectation with a path like this.
And I thought there would be a time where kind of all that hard work would pay off.
And this is where a lot of people get caught. College is pushed as the default option, but it's not always the best one. A lot of people would genuinely be better off going into a trade and building something stable from that. Let's see what these comments have to say. Whatever you do, don't do what I did, which was drop out. Get across the finish line, land work in your field, work your way up and pay off the debt. Man, imagine getting a $500,000 student loan and then dropping out. 50k of interest should be illegal. Well, it's more like a percentage, but I get the sentiment. When I started residency, I didn't even have money for an apartment deposit. I slept in my car for the first month or two to save up money and showered at a gym.
I don't know what to do.
She's actually a lot more aware than most people you see talking on TikTok, especially compared to this next one.
Oh, and another thing, you can tell FAFSA to go on right to hell, and I'll meet them there.
This is where it starts to go completely off the rails.
I'm not giving y'all a goddamn cent.
I mean, I get the frustration, but that's not really how this works.
Okay, money that I don't have, by the way, but even if I did have the money to pay for it, you're still not getting it. Y'all the one that forced us to go in the first place, telling us that if we didn't go to college, we weren't going to amount to nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people were pushed into college. Yeah, a lot of people were sold a version of reality that doesn't really exist anymore. That part's fair, but just deciding you're not going to pay it doesn't make it go away. It just makes the situation worse for you.
And, you know, going to college is better than having a trade. And, you know, if you want to have this amount of money, then you need to... All lies. All lies. Most of us are unemployed.
Interest keeps building, your credit gets wrecked, and it follows you for years. This isn't something you can just opt out of, and blaming the system only gets you so far. At some point, you've still got to deal with what you signed up for.
Most of us are working in fields that have nothing to do with our degree. And you want my money.
That line about most people are unemployed or not using their degree, there's truth in that. But the response, this is just avoidance.
You can take that up with whoever you need to take it up with. Take it up with Jesus. I already paid it all.
Yeah, that's not clearing 50k in student loans anytime soon.
That's what they've been telling me. They say he paid it all and I'm going to let him pay it. So, y'all not getting a goddamn cent.
This is what it looks like when frustration turns into denial. And that's usually where things get worse, not better. Let me ask you this. Where is this going to leave you in 10 years' time if you continue to avoid your payments? I'm dreading this, but let's have a look at some of her comments. I'll quit. They must really don't understand. They have taken all hope. I just will never work another W-2 job for as long as I live. What if they garnish your wages or take it out from your tax returns? Fair question. It's beyond my control at that point. I won't be a willing participant, that's for sure. I'm not paying either. Never even used my degree. I heard you. I didn't pay mine and had them forgiven because I'm disabled. Girl, I love this for you. Anyway, you thought those were bad. Let's look at what the next people are doing.
Today, I'm trying something new. I am drowning in student debt. I have over $75,000 in student debt, and I'm not even done with school. I saw this girl who paid off all of her student loans, all from filming TikTok videos. I decided, why not give it a try?
All right, this is where we've ended up. Trying to pay off $75,000 in student debt through TikTok.
So all I need to do is post at least 1 minute long videos. Those qualify for like a paycheck. This is episode 1 of trying to pay off my student loans.
And look, making money from content is real. People do it. But relying on that to clear a number like this, that's such a long shot.
It would help a lot if you liked, comment, or shared this video. That would boost this video out to different FYPs. I'm hoping I can start paying off my student loans soon.
This is what it turns into now. Posting, asking for likes, hoping the algorithm pushes it far enough to make a dent.
Other than that, if there's any other content that you want to see, also put that in the comments. I do want to know what you guys want to look at and what content you want to see. Hopefully this is the start of something new, but I'll see you guys in the next one.
There's nothing wrong with trying something new, but this isn't really a plan. It's just hoping something takes off. I mean, let's see what her comments have to say. Watching the whole video and commenting to boost. Good luck. My husband and I are down to 52k from 90k in student debt. It's really hard at first, but once you start to see some progress, it gets better. I like that. That's solid advice. I hope you get there. I might start doing this. My debt is double yours. I guess this is a more common strategy than I thought. And she's not the only one doing this.
Do you guys remember that girl who paid off her student loans by going live on TikTok and people were sending her roses? Should I do that? Like, I'm tempted to do that.
And now it turns into this.
Each rose is worth like 1 cent. And so I would only need 750,000 roses to pay off my student loans.
Breaking it down into, I just need 750,000 roses, like it's a checklist. That's where it starts to drift from reality. You're not really paying off the debt. You're hoping enough people send you money to cover it.
I don't know. All I remember is this girl paid off like over $20,000 of her student loans in like what felt like 15 days. And I only have $7,500 left to pay on my student loans. So I feel like I could reach that goal in like 5 days.
And yeah, someone out there probably did it. But that's one person. That's not something you can plan around.
I don't know how I feel about going live either. I'm pretty boring, so I don't know what I would talk about.
This is what it becomes at the end. Not a strategy, just chasing a moment that might not happen.
But I feel like that would be a fun little challenge and goal for myself.
I've got such mixed feelings on all of this. I'm all for people trying to pay off debt however they can, even through content. But if you're not really offering anything and just asking for money, that's where it falls off for me.